Hello. Today is day 19 of Scraptember 2023. We are moving through this month. So, this that you see before you is, it's a little bit of a puzzle. So, when we were in Vegas in June, we stayed at the Nomad, and the finishes and the details and the little nuances I really wanted to capture. So I took all of these random photos. And then it got to the point of let's scrapbook them. Yeah. So there, I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. Today's theme is diagonal design. And so that's why this page is this way. But I do kind of like it because it kind of feeds into this heavy photo page. So I'm thinking this is kind of the direction we're going to go. Let me tell you who I am. I am Karen. I am the everything behind a little kinder here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And I'm very excited that you are here with me as I try to figure out what to do. And I feel like this is probably something that we all face as scrapbookers. In the moment, in the event or the location, there are all these things that we feel and we want to document. And so we snap pictures of them and we collect just nuancy pieces. But then how do you get them into your book? Because it's a little boring just to have, tons of photos. Now, my husband loves it because it tells the story and he likes being able to look at the photos. I like more of the art of it. And so it's kind of this catch-22. So my thought was that we would do a little bit of both. Lots of photos that talk about this fantastic hotel. It was really interesting to me. The words and the phrases that as my husband and I talked about it, we took away. I am a huge Disney fan, and this wasn't spooky by any stretch of the imagination, although the hallways were darker. I felt like a lot of the finishes spoke to the Haunted Mansion, that that era, that feel, the big, heavy pieces. They had this beautiful library. I think at one point it had been a bar. I'm not real sure. But there's this really neat library situation. They have the furniture that to me is very reminiscent of maybe even the Tower of Terror era. No cobwebs, no spooky, but that's kind of what it spoke to me and said. So I really wanted to journal some of that. And so I've got a large journal space so that I can tell that story. It was funny. We even texted our daughter and was like, all right, your dad says this and your mom says this. What do you think? And I sent her some of these same pictures and she was like, oh, this is totally a Haunted Mansion vibe. And it was funny to me that she and I both picked up that piece. So I really want to include all of the photos that I can. And I don't very often do 2-page layouts. I tend to be single page focused. I like the squareness of a 12 by 12 over 12 by 24. Even though, you can think of it as two squares put together. So this one's going to be interesting. I have not figured out the math to do this yet. So this is, like I said, this is going to be interesting. And I'm really kind of glad that you guys are here along the ride. Because it's going to, it's going to be neat to see it finish. So I am going to mix in some pattern paper. Again, I mentioned that this has very much that Haunted Mansion vibe to me. So I am going to pull out some Tim Holtz stamps. There are a couple of stamps that really say Haunted Mansion to me. They really kind of give me this carpets vibe right here. And so I'm going to pull out those stamps, make some of my own paper, and then I also wanted to mix in some of this. I really liked this plaid, even though there's not any plaid in any of this. It just kind of fit. And then this print here, the top one, Again, these are all scraps, so I'm going to kind of piece it in. I really felt like that spoke to kind of this worn, aged vibe. Now, these are 49 in Market's Nature Studies papers. So, and they're the B-sides on both of them. But I thought that would be really neat to mix in, and it's going to give me some of that rich, darkness that these pictures have. So, I'm going to cut the mic off, speed up the video. See you guys at the end when we have a layout put together. All right, be right back.